Welcome back, everyone, to the final preview of the East and for today, and it's probably the biggest one. The Tampa Bay Lightning are taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs in the first round. Tampa is obviously a back-to-back Stanley Cup champion, and the Leafs haven't made it past the first round since 2004. Now, I'm going to be completely straightforward with you guys. I don't know what to think about this series. You look at how Toronto hasn't gotten past the first round in almost 20 years, and you look at Tampa, who's won back-to-back cups, and realistically, they probably don't win a third cup. It's a big question on who wins this series. When you look at their regular season comparison, the Leafs currently stand at a 54-21-7 record for a total of 115 points. They have scored 315 goals and have only let in 253, and they are second in the Atlantic Division. On Tampa Bay Lightning's side, they are 51-23-8 for a total of 110 points. They have 287 goals scored and 233 goals against, and they are third in the Atlantic. Now, when I look at these two teams, I see two teams that could very well get knocked out in the first round easily. Realistically, if I feel like Tampa is playing almost any other team in this playoff race for the East, they're probably getting bounced in the first round. When you look at the top scoring leaders for each team, Steven Stamkos leads the way for the Lightning with 42 goals, 64 assists for 106 points. On the other end, you have Austin Matthews for the Leafs, who has been unreal this season. 60 goals, 46 assists for 106 points. So those guys are pretty neck and neck there. Obviously, Matthews is the best player, but they still have the same amount of points. So that's what makes it competitive. Hedman, his second in scoring for the Lightning, he's a defenseman. 20 goals, 65 assists for 85 points. You look at Mitch Marner, 35 goals, 62 assists for 97 points. So obviously, Marner tops Hedman there. I know they're both different positions. Hedman, 85 points as a defenseman is still pretty impressive, but I still think Marner tops him overall. When you look at third in scoring, Nikita Kucherov versus William Nylander, Kucherov 24 goals, 44 assists, 69 points. Kucherov has missed some time, so that's why those numbers are a little bit lower than they usually are. And as for Nylander, 34 goals, 46 assists for 80 points. He's had a career-high year. Fourth in scoring, Killorn versus Tavares, 25 goals, 34 assists, 59 points for Killorn. And then 27 goals, 49 assists for 76 points for Tavares. And then fifth in scoring, Braden Point, who has had a bit of a down year, but hasn't really been that bad. 28 goals, 30 assists for 58 points. And then you have Morgan Rielly, 10 goals, 58 assists for 68 points. I want to give offense to Toronto. I honestly want to give offense to Toronto because it seems like all their top five scorers have more points than the Lightning guys. So you kind of wonder, well, is that going to play a role? But then again, Tampa in the playoffs has proved to be lethal. Like last season, I know they're missing a lot of people. Savard, they're missing, I can't name, their whole third line. Coleman, Gord, and Gaudreau. All those guys are gone. So it kind of makes me wonder what exactly is going to happen because Tampa doesn't have all their firepower that they've had in past years when they've won the Cup. So can they beat the Leafs? I don't know. If I were to go for depth, I think the Leafs have all around a better team than Tampa. I know that's going to get criticized a lot. Tampa has some good depth guys, but I think that the Leafs have all around a better team. They're a team for the Cup. I've said this before in videos. They are a team for the Cup. If they can get past the first round, they can probably go all the way. I think defense is a little bit close, but I think I'm going to give it to Tampa because I think they have more big-name firepower guys there. They got Hedman, they got McDonough, they got Jan Rutta, who's very underrated. They got Cal Foote. I think it's Cal Foote. It's not Nolan Foote, correct? And then they got other guys on that line too. So the Leafs defense is still good. They got Morgan Rielly, Jake Muzzin, Justin Hall, but I think that Tampa's overall is better. You could say Toronto's is better. I won't disagree with you, but personally, I think Tampa's better. When you take a look at the goalies, I think that's what it's really going to come down to this year. When you look at Toronto's side, Jack Campbell, 31, 9, and 6 with a 2.64 goals against average and a .914 save percentage. And then Eric Kaldrin with 8.41 record, 3.31 goals against average, and a .888 save percentage. So, I don't know. I don't know. Because when you look at Tampa's side, Andrei Vasilevsky, 39, 18, and 5, 2.49 goals against average, .916 save percentage, and Brian Elliott, 11, 4, and 3, 2.43 goals against average, and a .912 save percentage. So, here's the thing. Like, last year, I wouldn't blame the goaltending on Toronto. I blame the star power for not producing against Montreal. This year, I have a feeling that it could come down to goaltending, and not necessarily Jack Campbell. I'm not sure if I'm really too reliable on Cauldron being the backup. Maybe he doesn't play any games. Maybe he plays no games at all. But Campbell has a good history of getting injured. So it kind of makes you think, what's going to happen here? And I mean, Mrazek came in. He was not who he was expected to be. He did not play to the level that the Leafs wanted him to. So, that's kind of just a waste of contract now. It's just, I don't know. Like, it really depends on what happens in Game 1. It all comes down to Game 1 because you look at past years, with the Maple Leafs, like, they always get a guy that gets injured or suspended. Nazem Kadri in 2019, big example, and then John Tavares in 2021. I don't think anyone got injured in 2020. I could be wrong, though. But I think it would come down to Game 1 for Toronto. And then when you look at Tampa's goaltending, Vasilevsky passed Vez in the winter. He's won the Cup twice. That Russian guy, they must have something going on in Russia. I mean, there obviously is stuff going on in Russia, but something else. So, I don't know. Now time for the final verdict here. Who wins this series? Truly, I could see it going both ways. And I know people are going to easily say Tampa in 7, Tampa in 4, Tampa in 5, all this stuff. Everyone's going to easily go to Tampa. But to be honest with you, I don't want to count on the Leafs because if the Leafs lose, I'm going to look like an idiot. Obviously, because the Leafs keep losing, and I kept saying, well, this year has got to be the year. I'm not going to say that this year. I'm just going to play it out. Play it out. Just see what happens. Hopefully, nobody gets injured in Game 1 because the past couple of years, that's what killed the Leafs. If nobody significant gets injured in Game 1, I think the Leafs could have a chance of winning this series. That might sound crazy. That might sound crazy to some people. Nobody gets injured in Game 1? What? Well, because that's happened in past years. So that's something you got to bring into consideration. And, I mean, with the defense for the Leafs, there's been criticism around Morgan Rielly. Justin Hall has been dragging since around, I'd say, probably the third quarter of the season. He's been dragging. So I am a little bit uncertain of what is going to happen. So, I mean, yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Anyways, guys, that'll do it for all of our East previews for today. Thank you guys very much for watching for Ice Porsley. I really do appreciate it. It's been a long day for me. We're only halfway through all the previews. We got 4 more tomorrow. Edmonton versus LA, Minnesota versus St. Louis, Colorado versus Nashville, and Dallas versus Calgary. So, we still got more to go. Thank y'all for watching for Ice Porsley. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.